I've hit buttons.
The buttons,
The
they are
buttons.
pressed.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. I'm Jason Scranton. We're here with Joe and Damien and Gary, and we are playing Lamentations of the Flame Princess. This is part 2 of our latest session, whereas we're about to face the fires.
Well,
Like and
one of
subscribe
us is.
and tell your friends. We appreciate you. Thanks for watching and comment below. Tell us how we're doing. That's all. YouTube stuff over with. Back to the game.
All right.
Roll better.
Yeah, don't stop rolling so terribly.
No.
All right. So
8 failed rolls
Crab,
tonight.
you are nudged awake as your friend there, your acquaintance comes in and says, Crab, the bishop. He's about 30 minutes outside of town, and he's accompanied by some of his wardens.
How many?
4 that I could see. I don't know if he's got more, but there's at least 4 of them.
Thank you very much. Now be
Where's-
safe and get out of town.
Out of town. I'm staying to watch. I'm showing my support with you, and with the cleric Elric.
Okay,
Not too
Gary-
many clerics you see these days.
Yeah.
but if things go bad, I want you to flee and get home to your family.
Oh, I thank you. Bless you, Crab. You're a good lot you are. And he makes his way back out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, they're about 30 minutes out. I relay all that information.
I will signal to one of the priors. Is Prior Thomas there with us at all, or?
Yeah, he's been there praying through the night with you. And as you turn looking for him, you can see the massive glow of the bonfire that was just recently lit in the courtyard, shining in through that open doorway, lighting up all of the stained glass windows, casting that flickering blaze of light across the ceiling.
Nice. Yeah, I look at Prior Thomas and I say, Prior Thomas, ring the town bells. It is time. Let the people know the trial of fire is about to begin.
And he nods and rises and signals one of the other friars, and they step off into the belfry, or into the bell tower.
Yeah.
And shortly after, you hear it, bing, 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 bing.
At that point, I think I would probably, as Elric's getting ready, and Minimus having gathered his shit from kind of sleeping by the campfire, I'll lay the hand on the shoulder of Elric and just be like, faster, 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 Brer Elric, till the thrill of speed overcomes that fear of death, and I'll give him a slap. And then I'm going to start sauntering through the crowd and just kind of keep it on the down low. I am going to try and be as stealthy as possible in the shadows, as close as I can, while investigating or trying to get information, just listening, staying aloof, not drawing any attention to myself. Because I should be sober by now, right?
Oh, yeah, you're good. And one of the friars leans in and whispers, you should be fine watching through from the church doors. You shouldn't be seen from there. Everyone's eyes will be on what's going to happen.
I want to stay within spell range, so 60 feet.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I signal. Let me know when the crowds have gathered.
Oh, and looking out through the doorway, if you head that way, it doesn't look like the crowds have left. There's easily 200 or 300 people kind of massed around the opening, like overflowing the streets. People hanging off of the sides of buildings, holding themselves up, looking. Others sitting across like thatched roofs, just watching, just waiting. As this glow comes up. It's a very quiet and somber moment outside there that morning.
Cool.
Huh.
As you're, I probably should have turned that off. As you're looking out,
Drawing the crowd. Just drawing the crowd.
Minimus, remember your mission. The children. You see it through, no matter what happens today.
It's all about the children. It's all about the children, Brer Elric. But remember, when the going gets weird, the weird turn pro. Yeah. I give him a nod of the hat.
Excellent. Greg, would you accompany me to the fires with my weapons close at hand? We may have need of them before this day is through.
If you wish. I warn you now, I've smelled men burn before. It is not a fun day. I hope not to smell that today.
That is up to the Lord's will. And the roll of the die!
That's right. To the polyhedral we pray.
Yeah, so I will leave the St. Wayland's chapel and go forth to the bonfire, Game Master.
All right. And as if it wasn't still enough already, it seems as if an even greater hush falls over everyone as you emerge of your own power and under your own free will and walk to the bonfire. And we knew this was coming. At that moment, if I can get them to go, at that moment, the bishop and his wardens. Oh, if I can grab just them. Oh, come on.
Oh my god, that's a fucking creepy as shit picture. I love it.
He's huge! Oh, look, a nice target on his forehead.
What layer did I move them to?
Oh.
Yeah.
So, people in this era have funny hats also. Cool.
Took a layer. There we go.
There we go.
I had them on the wrong layer. I was like, why can't I select them to move them? Yeah, there we go. Boom. Yeah, the bishop and his cronies arrive.
Oh, those fuckers.
His wardens. And he just kind of stares. The crowd parts away in the street as he walks up. And he just looks up and he's like, I was going to have people searching for you throughout the land, but it seems you have done the right thing, the just thing, the honorable, the noble, and turned yourself in for your crimes. The light will prove your villainy this day. I will see you burn in the name of the light.
People of Pregwart, I stand accused by this foul creature. You know his hatred for the Fae. And I tell you this, that no true follower of the Order of Eternal Light would bear such hatred in its heart. Today, I offer myself to our Lord as a sacrifice. In this you will know my faith to be true, and he to be the villain. One way or another, our Lord's work will be done. And, Joe, can I attempt to pray for fire resistance?
Yeah, what are you gonna do, man? What's the plan? What's the plan, man?
A sacrifice a goat.
Or what is it you're looking to pray for?
Fire, resist fire.
Oh, yeah, the miracle. Yep.
Yeah.
And from your prayers throughout the evening, I had you make 5 of those rolls. You succeeded on 1 of them, so you were heard. So add an additional +1 to your roll to cast.
Oh, you're so kind.
I love it.
All right.
If you had decided to go to sleep instead of praying through the entire night, I wouldn't have had any of those rolls there.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Makes sense. No, I'm good.
No.
I'm good. It doesn't feel like a scoop to me. I mean,
No.
if I roll real low, it's not going to matter, so...
Hey, look at that! Look at
Yes.
that!
Yes.
And as I make my silent prayer, I step into the flame.
All right. And I got the cards up.
The cards, baby!
With
Minimus.
my arms outstretched towards the people, as my robes burn to cinders, but my flesh is untouched.
Oh yeah, those robes immediately catch fire and
God.
light you ablaze.
But you don't take any damage at all?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
At all?
Nope.
Only magical fire will be able to do anything.
Yes.
Wow.
He's immune to, doesn't matter the heat, he's immune to all forms of mundane fire.
For 3 whole rounds.
Good to know. Good to know. All right.
And
So you're
Minimus,
safe.
you're up.
Safe. All right. In that case, I am going to, in the shadows, I'm going to cast ESP and try and read the bishop's mind at this point.
Ooh, tapping
nice.
into a
I'm
brain.
gonna tap the source, bro. I'm hitting the stream.
Oh my
Deck
God.
it in! Alright, yeah, so it should just be a straight roll. I don't know. Am I in range? Are we good?
Yeah, you're definitely in range.
But not. That's the second miss in a row. Okay, but I'm not able to get anything, man. Just like I'm amazed looking at that Brer Elric standing there, flames lapping around his skin, burning his clothes, but not his body. That's what's got my attention.
Right.
Yeah. What do the people do, Joe? I mean,
The people.
yeah. What is
They're kind of
the reaction? From,
There are gasps, there are some screams, there are children starting to cry, there are some people cheering on both sides, obviously for different reasons. And all of the friars immediately drop to their knees as they see your skin is not blackening, despite the fact that these robes are burning all up. All right. And the wardens are up. They all come in and assume positions kind of around the fire. Almost in a sense that it does not seem that they are going to let you go no matter what the outcome. Alright, next we got Kreb.
Barnabas, is this how a man of light acts? Prove yourself if you are worthy. The flame is still here.
Ooh!
Calling him out.
Gauntlet is thrown, Kreb. You are on fire.
Give me a charisma +2 or an additional +2.
An additional +2?
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah. A few of the people, it seems like, those supporting you guys kind of start to, you should do it. And then when they kind of look around and notice that nobody else is joining them, they quiet right down. But it almost seems like people were going to join you in this. And the bishop just kind of, Barnabas just kind of looks over at you. I'm not the criminal. I'm not the one on trial. I didn't even offer myself up to the flame like a good, light-born criminal would do. His criminal activities are getting him just what he deserves. Elric, you are up.
Hey, does he look like he's wearing any metal, Joe?
Not that you can see, but you do remember he did not appear to be wearing metal last time in the jail. But you
armor.
did come in contact with him wearing a metal breastplate beneath his vestments. So it's very safe to assume that he is also wearing that today.
I'm gonna cast heat metal on him.
Alright. And I'm going to bump that volume down just a touch. There we go. That's actually,
Nah,
really gnarly.
didn't work. Alright. That's cool.
Yeah, you're reaching out. It doesn't quite seem to catch.
Yeah.
And you do realize, you start to notice at those moments that your heart is absolutely racing, standing in this fire.
Yeah.
For the record, that this is still one round. It hasn't changed, so you're still basically on 3-4 rounds. 2 more after this.
Alright, so I'll drop
Just for the record.
counter down here.
All right, and Bishop Barnabas. Bishop Barnabas, you notice he kind of clutches at this symbol on his chest. This symbol of the light. As he also attempts to cast something.
Oh, fucking hell!
Holy shit!
Get out of the fire! Get out of the fire!
Right? Oh man.
Well, that was fun.
Okay, so you, Elric, you can feel like this unnatural force kind of begin gripping you and holding you in place. Go ahead and you get a save versus paralyzation. When it comes back around to your turn, you'll get a save versus paralyzation.
I'm fucked.
You feel like you cannot move under your own power, like you are being held. like your person is being held. Wink, wink.
Yeah, no. Okay, yep. Message received, Grandmaster Mythweaver.
Ooh.
Jesus.
Friar Thomas is up, and you see him like immediately look up from where he's kneeling, just kind of staring at the bishop. And he looks, and you see him whisper something to the other friars that are all knelt in prayer around you.
Oh, yeah.
All right, and next, the bonfire. It seems to unnaturally erupt, Elric, as you're standing inside there, and you see some of the other logs that look a little bit different kind of start to pop and fizzle and crack. Ooh. Bonfire is on a timer 1. That is crazy. Alright, sorry, I'm on the shovel. I'm trying to shuffle fast. Alright, Friar Thomas is up. Friar Thomas, along with the other monks, they all begin praying, and it is definitely like, it seems like a forceful prayer. Though they are not clerics, it seems like they are asking for something very, very specific. Oh, they are staying their course. Minimus.
Alright.
You recognize that strange kind of extra pop and crackle in the bonfire. You recognize that there is some kind of alchemical substance of some sort that has kind of been added into some of these logs deep down in the core of this bonfire, this wood that is assembled.
I had a whole fucking plan. Just got shit showed.
No contact, right? No plans to arrest contact.
So I'm gonna go straight for the head. I'm going for the head of the snake on this one, dude. I am going to take my second spell slot, and I'm going to cast the polymorph other spell, the knowledge that I've gained.
Yeah, I think you only lose spell slots if you pass a spell cast, though, right? So I think you
well,
still have
yeah,
all your spell slots.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So it'll be a safe spell, but it's polymorph other, which is fucking 8th level, dude.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna do, I'm going straight for the heart, dude. Well, not literally, but I'm going to turn him into a statue, Artemis. I'm going to turn him into stone. I'm going petrification. Only because it's the worst thing he can make a saving. -4 saving throw on that.
Yep.
I had some crazy other ideas, but I don't even know if I can pull this off. So from the shadows, seeing what's transpired, I'm going to be flipping through my journal and be like, fuck, what did I just learn this? Time speeds, yeah, the physical reality, the volumetrics. All right. And I'm going to try and turn him into a statue. Hopefully at some point where he's like trying to say something, really emphasize the fact that Elric is. Come on! Ooh!
Oh!
Ooh! That's a successful cast. I'm sure you can probably get a save, but -4, right?
Yep. Yeah, he gets a save versus magic to attempt to resist it as a 5th level cleric, and with a -4, so that only gives him this.
Come on!
Oh!
All right.
This is a statue!
Oh my.
Oh,
God.
wow!
No plan ever survives contact with the players. Oh my god.
I can still burn to death.
All right, so
you should prove yourself, buddy. This is obvious sign of God.
Yeah, does this upset his hold in any way, shape, or form? Concentration's kind of lost when you're a statue.
That's on you all to make it a thing.
Right,
Okay.
so you see him standing there, and his face kind of starts to grimace as like these gray tones start coming into him, and he's trying to move. You see him desperately trying to clutch at this, this item on his chest, and he barely gets a hold of some of the cloth as everything goes rigid and turns into stone. Clothing and all, he just becomes like a statue. The crowd goes absolutely batshit crazy. That sign! It's a sign of the light! It's a sign of the light! He is damned! He is damned!
He is there.
And all of his wardens turn, looking around. You can see they have these small gems, these necklaces. They look like they bear the same symbol that the bishop was wearing. And on this closer inspection, Minimus, you immediately recognize that although it looks like a symbol of the light, you see this glowing form, these other symbols, something hiding behind this symbol of the light. And they all turn and face you. Ooh, bonfire is up.
Oh, shit.
Timer goes off, and unfortunately with the hold person, a deck save will not do anything. As something ruptures and this kind of explosion tears out from the side. Oh, dear God. Please be gentle. Ooh. 8 points of damage, Elric, as this thing beneath or beside you just explodes out, sending this burning log scattering across part of the town and throughout like the whole street and into the crowd, and people are screaming.
Okay, cool. All right.
Are you still up?
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. My hit point count is 16, so we're...
Oh, you badass.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank
God
God.
damn.
I was like, oh my God, I hope
Remember
I don't
that
kill him.
time that I accidentally broke time itself and reserved the blessing of our god and, like, maximized our health pools?
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I
It
know
turns
how
out that was good.
Yeah.
And
No, how
Bishop,
good it was.
Bishop Barnabas is up, and I'm actually taking his card out because he is a statue gripped in torment. With a very monstrous face on. Next, Elric.
Somebody
Give
go
me
please
a
break
save
that with a
versus...
hammer.
Sorry, Joe. I had to go there, bro.
No, dude, that's fucking dope. That's unexpectedly awesome.
Okay, alright, so I'm just held, right? I'm not actually petrified?
No, yeah, it's just a hold person. But you do get a save versus paralyze. And you'll get one of these on all of your turns to negate that effect.
Okay, well, that's what you think. No, it's alright. Okay, so this is a magical effect, so...
Yep, your what is it? Your intellect bonus does
Yeah.
apply to the save versus
I don't
magic.
have an intellect bonus, so that's alright, but...
Oh, no.
Oh.
No.
Well, that's just the save,
Well-
so it's not like it was an attack or something.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It does mention that a 1 is just a failure. It's not like a critical success or a critical fail on a save.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
There's a benefit. Yeah, so you are still held in place.
yes. I'm gonna cast Spell Magic on that hold spell.
Oh, hell yeah, do it up.
Because I got level 3 cleric spells, because, awesomeness. There it is!
There you go.
Boom.
Yes, and
Yeah.
it is at this moment that I will walk out of the fires, and I look at the vanguard came with Bartimus, and I will command them, kneel and give up your weapons, for our God has spoken. As I point to Bartimus, very clearly a statue.
Yeah, oh man.
Tyler.
So hopefully I'm kind of hoping for like a morale check or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Up to you,
yeah.
Joe.
Right?
Totally.
And then I'll just comply.
Well, I might have them do a morale check when it comes back around. As we'll see when their turn comes up.
All right. Yeah. And I'm moving towards Kreb in the process. Kreb got all my weapons and shit, so I could just use a
Right?
shield or something. Let me know, Kreb.
You are standing there naked.
Yep.
Oh.
Naked, but there's no fear, right? Like I'm like
yeah.
I'm like a Greek god, statuesque.
Yeah, you're all ripped, bro. You got that.
Right. Not old man bits flapping in the wind.
And Kreb, you are up.
I will start to walk towards Elric. I'll hand him his stuff, and in a single move, I'm going to pull my crossbow out, aim it at the bishop, and say, "Judgment is upon you," and fire.
Oh, he ends the fucking deal. Oh, that's badass. Oh, it's so movie-esque. I love it.
All right, now this crossbow negates 4 of his armor.
I don't think he
Right.
has armor. Well, I guess he would. Yeah, it'd be like
I don't know what the armor class of stone is.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know, man. I don't even know if it's in the rules.
I mean,
like,
he's a stationary target. I mean, if you were in melee range, it's usually like... Well,
Yeah,
never mind. I was about to quote 5th edition. I don't know how it works here.
Oh, it would be a coup de grace. Yeah.
Well, no, it's usually like a
probably
crit.
mid-range AC.
Well, I mean, he's stone, so I mean, it's not like he's actively trying to defend or get out of the way.
So is that going to be a -4 to his armor or a +4 to my attack? Because it either lowers the number I have to hit.
Right? Like, I'm not even sure that you actually have to roll to hit. I mean, it is hitting a completely stationary thing.
Well, I'll take that if you want.
I mean, unless they roll for, I don't know, like seeing if, I don't know, like if you can damage the thing, perhaps, or if like the shot will shatter into that or something. I don't know.
Give it like a heart of effort.
What do you guys think?
Give it a heart of effort.
No, seriously, like,
Roll a 10.
I mean, if you're trying to bash down a door, you don't need to roll to hit it. You just need to roll how much damage you're doing in terms of like around. I don't.
Right.
Probably a stone statue is going to be a little bit more. Well, not necessarily. I was going to say more
sturdy
stout.
than metal? Yeah.
I was going to say more stout than a door, but that's not true.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I think that, Joe, it's fair. I mean, if you want him just to hit it and then roll damage and keep track of that or whatnot, I don't know.
Yeah, well, because I mean, it's not going to shatter with one bolt. It is stone. I mean, it's
unless you had some badass crossbow bolt.
It would be
What
great
if I
though
rolled
if
a
you could break
20?
his like nose off or something, and that way if he comes
you
back,
might be able to
he'll
shoot it like
Bartimus
like
the
his-
Noseless.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, or his
If I can
fingers
get
or
one
some
arrow, if I can get one arrow through his head, if he polymorphs back.
Well, that's true.
So
when the spell ends and Minimus is like, that's enough damage.
Well, that's the spell. Yeah, exactly.
well, the spell's permanent.
Spell's,
Oh,
Is it permanent? Holy
Oh!
shit!
so here's
I don't
That's
know
the
that.
nasty
This is
version of polymorph.
Oh, it's an 8th level spell, dude. This is what's going on.
Oh, well, you know what? Then I really don't need to do that.
Yeah, Elric might be right. There's some roll in this shit. My God, it's an 8th level spell, right? It's very powerful. One thing to do is bust them up, and Joe did that a little bit about like turning. That would kind of like a vampire joke. Attack. There is an option that he can attack fish or polymorph spell that's level, bring stone flesh.
Yeah.
So
Well-
it would. It behooves us to destroy him. Yeah. But maybe there's value in having a symbolic statue.
Yeah, I don't know if I trust having the statue lie around forever.
Nah.
I think
don't
what this
either.
is more about is, you know what role really matters, in my opinion? It's not actually damaging against the statue or shooting the thing. I mean, really, this is a show. A Kreb is basically doing an intimidation move on these four guys surrounding
I'm
us.
influencing.
That's
So,
trying
exactly.
to
Anything, that's the role that matters.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Is whether or not
So,
they're
right.
intimidated by him basically taking a pot shot at their boss.
Which is the ultimate goal of all of this, is to disprove Barnabas as
That's-
There we go. I like that. I've got a
Yeah,
good charisma.
that's a good point. So yeah, make that a charisma roll, Kreb. You are going
Okay.
to do damage to the statue regardless, but give me a charisma roll to intimidate. That's very
You
well.
got money.
Yeah, good call.
Oh, and a 12.
Nice.
Hells yeah. All right.
So the bolt does 1d8. Do you just want me to roll it just for the fun of it?
Yeah. Roll us some damage. Because there is an amount of damage that will break this thing,
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah,
it's
that
not
thing-
a bad idea to do so.
right? Yeah, that
Yeah.
thing pops. It hits him hard. The bolt falls to the ground, but it does chip out a chunk of the cheek.
Nice.
Does kind of chip off of this statue.
Yeah.
Excellent.
When it comes around to my turn again, I have an idea that might be a more permanent solution, which is I'm going to try and use my bashing the door in skill to just see if I can
open
break
doors.
in.
Yeah.
Do you want to borrow my hammer?
But
Well, I
yeah,
have +3. It's my highest pip skill. I have +3 to bashing doors in. So if I can just roll high on a d6, I can smash the motherfucker into
Right?
pieces.
There you go.
All right, and the
You're
wardens.
like a half orc or a half ogre.
There you go.
And the wardens are up. So first, I'm gonna give them a morale check. All right,
Oh,
they are still sitting. There is a penalty. Like how the morale works is they basically, if they roll over what their morale is, they break. And I have lowered that amount because of Kreb there. All right, and that is the end of the round. So this is the last round. You're immune to fire there. The only reason you took damage before was the explosive force. It was like a bludgeoning or a concussive force.
Right.
It wasn't actually fire, because somebody did have explosives into some of the logs in there.
Oh yeah, no, I got that. Yeah, we're good on that.
Somebody was trying to mess with it.
Yeah,
Crab,
you don't have to convince me. We're good.
I'm up again?
Yep. Yeah, it's a new round. Just did the shuffle, and it's back to you.
Right, he's doing the card thing, so we don't know
Oh,
what goes
that
next.
is right.
I love the card thing.
Yeah, I love the card thing.
Did you buy your cards? Sorry, dude.
Oh no, these are actually just playing cards that I wrote on.
Yeah.
So I bought a 12 pack of decks of cards off Amazon. It was like $10. So I can write on them all I want.
Yeah,
Cool.
I got the dry erase ones.
Oh, nice.
I know.
Right,
I dropped
yeah.
on those too, man. I haven't used them yet. I'm going.
I've used them every Burrow game. Perfecto.
Yeah. Thanks for dropping that on us, Joe.
Oh,
But Joe's right. I mean, you go to the dollar store and get a deck of cards for $1. So, which 52 cards. I mean, that's enough to last you like almost
so
forever. Especially if you just label the cards like E1 for enemy 1 through whatever.
right.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, Kreb, real quick before you go, I only did their morale roll. I actually forgot. I totally skipped their actual actions.
Oh, damn
My
it!
bad.
Oh,
There
well.
was that. It did seem
My
a little
bad.
subtle.
Well, I have my shield and sword at least.
Whoops.
Right.
I don't think I have
Awesome.
time to put on my armor, but I've got my
Yeah.
I
shield
think
and
they were
sword.
stunned by
Yeah.
seeing their leader
Yeah.
turn to
Yeah.
stone. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, armor takes about 5 to 10 minutes to put on.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I
it's
mean,
like,
Put on your
Yo.
butt flap, sir.
well, it's
yeah.
leather. It's leather armor anyway.
Yeah.
all right, yeah. So one of these guys comes towards you, Minimus. They saw you due to Barnabas, whatever action he did. They saw this spell casting.
Yeah.
So
I'm
his first
kind of
one-
like out there. Yeah.
Yeah, as this first one comes rushing at you,
Ooh, that's a hit.
swings in with this spear.
Oh my! A spear?
Yeah, or a pike or whatever.
Yeah.
Kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
melee.
Oh, max
Uh,
damage.
oof, hits you for 6.
Oh,
Ouch.
God! That's a hit for sure.
Right in
Yeah.
the shroom patch.
Damn. I'm not bloody, but nice gouger
But
with,
it
with your
hurts.
archaic weapon. I say. Ugh, how
And Elric, you do have from Kreb passing you, tossing off the sword and shield. You do at least have the shield.
Yep.
So against the melee, it's a 1 plus whatever dex modifier for your AC. As this one comes swinging in, 12, which does not hit because that's unarmored, and you've at least got a shield.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, just
And your
barely made it.
buffness.
Yeah, and I will shout out as he attacks me. So it is to be violence. Rise up, people! Good people, rise up! Take arms!
Nice. And Kreb, sadly, 2 of them, after seeing you shoot their master, these wardens come rushing over, swinging along.
Miss.
13 and a 5.
Miss and miss.
All right, and then Kreb. Then it's your action. Sorry about that.
That's what happens when you try to attack a half giant.
You dare to attack me? After your master is defeated, you have no honor!
Yes!
badass.
Alright, 1 second here. Let's hope I hit. Where's my... Oh, that's right. I got a freaking +4 with this thing.
Oh, crap, you
Oh!
badass.
Ooh, yes.
That's a good roll.
For 5. So I'll go for the one above me here.
Ooh, 5. Yeah, you crunch into him, and it just kind of caves part of him. And as the thing drops to the ground, as it is finished, all that rolls away is a dented helmet. There appears to be nothing inside this suit of armor whatsoever.
Can I turn and look at his friend and be like, you have moments to decide your fate.
All right.
Badass.
Elric, you're up next.
Yeah. Okay.
And so for that line about the rise up, give me a charisma real quick.
Bazoo!
That's a good line.
Before the action to see if you can, instill the crowd.
Uh-huh.
Yes, all right, and I'm putting a card into the initiative deck. For the
The
townsfolk.
crowd.
Oh! Nice!
All right,
I'm telling you guys, we need retainers. I've seen how those old school gaming works. You need people to get shot at for you.
That's it. That's a total
And to pick pockets in the crowd. I mean, no.
Yeah.
Minions.
All right, and what did you got, Elric?
All right. I'm going to make a show of another divine force here to see if I can again try to break the morale of these guys. As I see Minimus get attacked, and I'm like, no, Minimus, no, and I'm gonna pray for a miracle to cast heat metal on this dude.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Do it.
Roll it up,
So-
sir.
Do a scratch.
Come on!
Come on.
Yes!
Oh!
Now,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
been waiting all game to the spell to work because
Yeah.
this is
You
a
just want to
fucking
melt
awesome
someone in
spell.
their armor.
Finally pulled
Right?
George Foreman. I
Yeah.
love it.
And I would like to
George
grandstand
Foreman.
some. So as I put my sword at him and I'm going to shout out, "Enemies of our God shall burn!"
Nice.
Nice. All right. Yeah, so the first round, it has stages. The first round, warm. So it's not actually dealing any damage yet. I have the little thing open in the book.
Yep.
But the damage starts to build the longer it goes as it begins to heat.
Yeah, and I think I read that it'll catch like cloth on fire and stuff even. Yep.
Indeed. Yeah, on the first round, the metal becomes warm and uncomfortable to touch.
Yes. Nice.
All right. Excellent. And Friar Thomas, they are all still praying. Like their prayer is growing in intensity and growing louder.
Mecca lecca high, Mecca hiney ho. Mecca lecca high.
Oh, so close!
Getting
They're getting there.
closer.
They're getting there.
closer. 10, 11. We're almost there.
Building up that momentum.
All right, and the wardens. All right, Kreb, those two that are on you still.
One.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry, the one. Because he is.
Yeah.
I can actually plunk him right out.
What
The
has
one
he
that is
decided?
left. Ooh, yeah. He like thrust forward with that pike that he has, that spear or whatever, that lance thing, and you just easily like with your hammer or with that maul just kind of deflect the thing right out of the way with the handle of your massive hammer.
Awesome.
Elric, the one still at you, takes another swipe.
Holy shit, that's a hit.
Ooh, for a 19.
Good God.
Oh, ouch.
Ooh,
Oh.
but it's just
Divine protection!
right. But it is just a glancing blow. It clips off of your shield and just grazes across your shoulder for 1 damage.
Oh, wow.
Oh man, that burns.
Minimus, the other one, it goes to swing through, but that heating metal, you can see like just a little barest bit of like heat ripples beginning to come off of it, and whatever this warden is just kind of twitching a little bit. The strike falls short. All right, the townsfolk surge forward. They come up, you see them grab the empty shells of armor crab beside you and throw it into the fire. And they all start pawing at this first one.
Yeah.
Trying to grapple. And they grab hold of him and begin pulling him back. And we'll have some of this grapple due to the amount of people pulling. Yeah, so they're pulling, and one of the gauntlets comes completely free, and it is an empty, hollow suit, it seems, that's standing there. But they wrench part of it free. It does not seem to lose grip on that spear, but there is no gauntlet in one of the arms as these people are grabbing him.
What?
So that guy is going to count as prone as for attacks against it. Basically, you are going to hit.
They're hollow. They're like hollow armor. They're like automatons or
Like
constructs.
animated
Yes.
armor. Yeah.
Of some sort, yes.
They all have that crystal.
Yep. But, yeah, Kreb, so you'll still be making an attack roll against them, but the attack roll will be to not hit the people holding it. Just for reference. All right, and Minimus, you are up. Last of the round here.
All right. Well, if that guy's obviously like you're obviously outleagued, my friend, and I'll move towards this guy here. Right, that's another one, right?
Yep.
By the bonfire. Yeah, and I'm gonna step. Sorry, just grab your name.
No
Step
problem.
off with my flintlock and level it towards him and say, "And you, sir, have chosen the wrong technology." Boom! And take a shot.
Nice. So you only need a 7 to hit with that pistol because of the difference there. Boom! Nice. Roll some damage, sir.
Die 8. It's a 5er. There's nothing extra to that.
Yeah, that's right. It's 5 is enough. Yeah, so it punches clean through this, and you see your shot, exiting out the backside of the armor and kind of throw up some sparks in that bonfire as the chest plate just kind of caves in and the whole suit of armor tumbles out into pieces. That crystal shattered across the front as it drops.
But nothing organic inside. No flesh or bone, huh?
Nope, nothing inside.
Fuck, the crowds people are seeing that shit.
Yep.
Sorcery!
Sorcery, I say, as I fire the gun. I love it. I'll as Elric yells it, I yell it out as well. Yes, sorcery! It is sorcery! Sorcery, I say!
Excellent. And Elric, you are up. All right, and go ahead and roll a d4 for damage as the metal begins to start glowing red in the chest.
3.
Ooh, all right, 3.
Okay.
Nice.
Alright. Seeing Minimus just explode this other guy.
Loud, thunderous crack from his pistol.
My fire stick.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can just accelerate this along, man. I'm gonna... because this guy's held, right? So this is the last threat. Bartimus is a statue. I'm gonna surge forward and... strike with my blade. See if I can finish him off. Wow!
Boom! Yes, indeed, that is a hit.
There we go.
Hey.
So 3 damage from the heated metal. So as your blade hits into the metal is already beginning to heat and soften, and you split clean through it as the halves just kind of drop out and shatter into just hunks on the floor of misshapen metal that is still heating, beginning to soften more.
Nice.
That guy is
Well done.
toast.
Well done.
Yeah. I wonder if after this is done, if it will be possible for me to salvage any of these armor pieces for myself.
Oh, there might be. I only have a plug hole through one that's about that big.
Yeah.
Yep. The first one that Kreb hit, he caved the whole side of the helmet in. So there's
Chest still good.
there.
Yeah, you can definitely piecemeal this stuff together.
Yep. All right, and the townsfolk who are up, they all cheer at the crumpling of those things, and they're pulling and wrenching on this one that they have grappled.
Sorcery! It's sorcery!
For another 4 damage on top of what they'd done previously, as they just rip the pieces apart, and this thing crumbles in its own right, down into pieces, down into nothing.
Oh,
Right.
man.
And that essentially has taken us out of the combat rounds.
Fuck that. I'm going over to grab the statue with other crowd members to lift that up Saddam Hussein style and chuck it into the fire.
Minimus, wait!
Yes. What, Elric? What
Wait.
say you, my dear friend? Are you not caught up in the moment?
The crowd's people are cheering, and finally the loud prayers from Father Thomas and the others gathered. So this over here. Their prayers finally come, and in this, this dawn, this early dawn, as they pray, Father Thomas stands up, pointing out, marking the sign of the light before you, Elric. Whoomp. The sun peeks out from behind the clouds, and essentially, it's late, but they cast bless on you.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe you get some health back.
No, bless is awesome.
Bless.
That's a great spell.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, you are blessed.
So
It took all of them to do it, and they all seem exhausted.
yeah. So they're probably what, just level 1, right?
Yeah.
So it's
level
gonna be
0 bless.
So 2. So I got +2 on my next whatever.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh,
It
Minimus.
was a bit late, but I had the art, and I wanted to show the art.
Sway the crowd.
Minimus. Bartimus was clutching something at his demise here, and I want to if I can, I want to just very carefully shatter his hands and see if I can reveal whatever it was that he was holding.
You did
Yes.
say you wanted his hands.
Right? So he did not quite get a hold of it. He only clutched part of his garment. So it's kind of just holding up, and that thing is just set there in stone, kind of dangling off the side in plain sight. And in this carved, stone form, you can see, sure, it is a symbol of the light, but looking closer, you can see these strange runes, like these other symbols marked around it.
So is it part of the statue, or did it not take effect?
Oh, it's part of the statue. Everything he was wearing is now stone, clothing and all. It looks like expertly carved, like the masters, but that is because he is all stone.
Yeah.
But I will give you, Elric, a languages roll.
Okay.
Or comprehend languages spell.
I
Either
don't
will
have
work,
that spell.
Right? Oh yeah, it's a wizard spell.
Yeah, but I can definitely do the languages thing. I got 2 pips, so
Yeah, so a 5 or 6.
no, almost.
Fuck,
No.
I have the spell and 3 pips languages.
Oh,
There you go.
I have neither. But I will try anyways.
Do we have the
But
time
you
to
have one
do?
pip.
Yeah.
Yeah. The crowd is just cheering. You
Yeah.
see, even the others that at first had hated you were like, in turn, they're like, we were so wrong. He is not the black cleric. He's whiter than the white. He is a holy man.
I'm gonna be playing Elric the White.
Well, shit. Yeah, Mythweaver. Can I do a language check to see if I can get any information on that?
Yeah, to see if you can read it. Certainly.
Yeah, I mean, I got both the spell, comprehend languages, I think, and also
Yeah.
the pips. Which do you want? The pips?
Yeah, pips work just fine.
All right, we'll do a pipper. See what happens there. Oh, I have no
Oh.
idea.
Nope. Yeah, you are not certain.
But I can say, Elric, yes, this amulet is quite interesting. I believe if I put my mind to it, I can dispose of his body and perhaps recover this thing. Do you think it's worth it? I don't know. I do not trust this moment. I do not trust myself.
All right,
It is also stone.
Yeah, I know.
we have. I think that it is foul, whatever it is.
I think Barnabas himself is foul, and we should dispose of him in a manner that he cannot recover.
I do wonder if perhaps we could use him.
I thought this as well.
The church
But
the church
the risk.
inquisitioners are legendary back in Liverpool. I propose that we shatter his hands and his feet and leave him crippled. Then we can dispel this curse of stone and gain knowledge from him.
Ah, so then we shouldn't take his tongue, is what you're saying?
Well, I mean,
Or
you
maybe
kind of already
safer
did
just
by
to end
turning
him.
him to stone.
What's up?
Oh, so you kind of already did take his tongue, by turning his entire body to stone. It's like it's in there somewhere.
He's a fucking statue, man.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
we could. What I'm suggesting is like basically we take his hands and his arms and his legs and leave him, like the Black Knight from
Elric,
from Holy Grail and
Yeah, exactly.
and then
looking at him in this form, he reminds me of a dynamic sculpture of a Bernini, say, perhaps David versus Goliath. His object shading in that moment, grasping for that amulet, it's superb. Look at him. He is truly an artwork. I agree, Elric. Let's keep him. Not just for posterity. Perhaps we can learn something from his presence.
Yeah, I will. I would like to break stuff on him. Cred, the hammer now.
Right.
But you will disturb the beauty of this sculpture that I have created.
Yeah,
Too
no,
late.
fuck that.
Yeah,
Right on the forehead.
Oh wait, you're just gonna take him out.
He
Yeah,
just
I
took
said-
him out.
Kreb readies his hammer. You said Kreb hammer. I swung.
Oh shit! Oh well.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I'm
It
sitting here
happened,
listening to you
that's
guys
cool.
talk back and forth. I'm like, I want to hit him.
Elric kind of like cradle, like face palms a little bit, but he's like, well, it must be the will of the light then.
right? Yeah, and as Krebs' massive maul comes down, it hits and it just kind of like it doesn't shatter across the face, but you see the thing kind of like crunk down as stone kind of splinters and dust rips and pops out of the neck, and the whole head just kind of rolls back and thumps onto the ground behind it.
There.
Shatter.
Now you can examine the body. And I walk back over to the people.
Right? Yeah, the people are absolutely cheering. Some of them have already started to disperse away, but others are just kind of sitting there like staring at Elric, just kind of watching to see what this cleric will do next.
Well, I'm first gonna say, I'm gonna look at the brothers and I'm gonna say, brothers, please assist us in dismantling this creature. And if it would be possible, divide his shards into 4 different stacks and scatter them across this land so that
Just
no
spreading
foul
him to the
force may
wind.
bring him back.
If he's
Going
just
all
black-
William Wallace with this, are ya?
Pretty much, yeah. The last thing I want is to face Lich Bartimus, you know.
if
He
he's
doesn't
as
have a
black
head
as you
now.
say, it shall be done.
Yes.
Get some hammers and chisels.
yes.
And some of the friars, retire into the.
Might you have another robe? It's a little drafty.
But you have all your clothes and everything back.
Oh, well, I gotta put them on. I'm still
Yeah.
naked, like with my shield and shit.
That's why the crowd's staring at you.
Elric, I appreciate your duty to this, but let's at least make sure we collect all the pieces. I think this is important.
No, I think it's important too. That's what I'm saying. We need to break this fucker down and scatter him to the winds.
I'm curious
Make
you
it
mentioned
so.
sorcery. Old person's a magic user spell, also.
What's that?
Oh, that's interesting.
I didn't
Multi-classing.
think about that.
That makes sense. And he did use an anti-healing spell to
Well,
inflict
that's-
explosive damage upon
Yeah.
poor defenseless Etienne.
So, I think before we do anything else, we should rest. Perhaps eat something, get a hit point back, and
Yeah, you need to heal.
I think we need to meet with the Brewers Council.
Yeah.
We also
Sh-
have
Shenanigans
we have
has gone down in their town.
Yeah.
We have a vibrant crowd. I'll remind Kreb. Seems that I think you should steer that boat in a certain direction while you can.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't have the charisma. That's why I'm backing off on trying to be a motivator of crowds here. It's already a motivated crowd. I think there's a lot to be said in terms of creating a faction. We kind of danced around this a little bit.
yeah. I agree. I think. Oh, see, this is. I need your counsel, Minimus. My goal here was to bring down this foul creature, and we have done so. But you're right. This land is polluted by much evil. Perhaps we should assemble. Maybe we can establish a militia. Dedicated to order and fighting back the chaos.
I agree, Elric. Elric, as I rest my hand on your shoulder, I look him in the eyes and say, that should be you. You should be that person.
a shout comes out of the crowd. What will you do next, cleric? Will you restore the chapel of St. Clude?
You hear them, Elric. You are the one who walked into the fire. You are the one who called upon the great God. These people look to you, my friend. We have you.
People of Prigwort! Hear me! We shall take back these lands from the chaos that has consumed them. All those who wish to enter into the service of the light, report here to the chapel no later than 9 a.m. At dawn. There you go.
Dawn, I knew. Some
Spread the word amongst all who may be worthy of service. All are welcome.
Nice.
There we go.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what we needed, man. Perfect. Yes, Elric. Yes.
That'll give us time to sort of prepare and plan and maybe see what else we need to take care of as I'm like shivving on my pants and
what we need to take care of.
Were you jumping and zipping at the
pretty
time?
much, yeah. People hear me! Well, they're laces, right? There's no zippers yet, so kind of like pulling it up and
doing up the tassels.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's when you know the role playing's got a little too deep. And you're like fussing over like
Minutia.
I don't have time for a square knot. I'm just going for it.
No, don't knot the trousers. I mean, how are you going to get them off when you need them off?
Yeah, there is some.
Yeah, that's a slip knot all the way. It's always a slip knot on the trousers.
Yeah, there is some cheers from the crowd, and you know, a lot of them are starting to do what they can, you know, using different tools to kind of pull those chunks of burning wood that have cast out, you know, get them out of the way. There was some small fires that had started to spring up, but people were, you know, with the crowds gathered, they were quick with the buckets of water to douse everything after that explosion.
I'm gonna make pay as close attention to the recovery of all the little broken pieces. So yes, get this statue into the what was it, the monastery? Is that where we're going?
Yeah, you guys are still all right in front of it, right out in the courtyard.
Take it into the monastery. Take it into the monastery now, and make sure that it all gets collected and sequestered into one room. Trying to watch, make sure nobody runs off a little piece. Knowing what I know about weird ass magic trips.
Right.
I would like to go over to the one that's skull-like crushed, because the breastplate is still there with that crystal in it.
Yeah, well, the crystal was on like a chain.
Oh, well, still, I crushed only the head, not the the necklace. But yeah, I want to go grab that crystal.
As you go over, there is no glow from it anymore whatsoever, but it is still there.
Okay. Still, Minimus might need to take a look at this.
Joe, I mean, I guess we're kind of approaching here end of our session, right? From reading the clock right, but is it possible for me to try and salvage together enough pieces here to form a higher quality armor set than leather?
Yeah, actually, there are technically 2 full suits that can be garnered, as well as a couple other pieces. Because one of the suits was pulled apart completely and destroyed by the townsfolk themselves, and that one, nothing happened to it.
That's badass. Are we talking about...
One of them was kind of split in twain, and because of the heat metal, the whole duration of it, it is a kind of slagged, melty clump. Then there was the one, the breastplate was blown through with a hole for Minimus's gun, and the other suit had the helmet kind of caved over.
But so there are dwarves in town.
Right?
Yeah.
And dwarves can do magical things with
metal. I mean, so are we talking about, is this like chain or plate, or what quality level are we looking at?
It is kind of a combo, you know, chain plate, I guess you could say, but essentially it's plate armor.
Nice.
They were like the kind of things.
Oh, heavy armor.
Standing in a yeah.
That's a step up, right, for you?
I was in leather, so that'll because what, the base AC for plate is 18?
Wow.
Hell yeah!
That's a cool fucking scene, bro. You put
and
on
then
the
your
fucking
two for
armor
your
of your
right?
fallen.
Right.
Well, I'm kind of hoping it's probably somewhat, because they were representing the church, right? So hopefully it's got some holy symbols etched on it and that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The false symbols that they were using, blasphemers.
Right? But to fully benefit from it, because they are clearly not made for your size, you would have to get them sized to fit.
I'm down with that.
Right? And Crab, there's two. Like if your warrior wanted to plate up.
Yeah, I could look into an upgrade on armor.
Nice.
Right? I mean, there's basically 2 suits of full plate armor.
Okay.
Just kind of.
Hell yeah.
They again, like, they would have to be fitted to gain full benefit.
I'm kind of thinking after this event we might have access to a little bit more than that.
Right. Well, I can beseech through the brothers of the church to see if there's, a blacksmith amongst our congregation who would be able to assist us.
Chances are good. Chances are real good.
Yeah.
I'm sure someone here in the brewing community would be able to help.
Yeah.
I would only say that in our efforts, we must keep focus. Anne-Marie, I saw her when I left the brewery. I had a vision, my friends. It was clear as day, clear as any dream I've ever had, clear as any premonition. It was her. There is no doubt about it.
Who is Anne-Marie?
Yeah, I think Elric for the first time looks around and says, "What happened to that cursed elf? That poor lass."
So, the cursed elf found what she was looking for, an answer to her riddles. That led her, believe it or not, and I know you're going to laugh, Elric, into a painting. Indeed, this is true. You must realize that these fantastical things, are the norm. They are our reality now, and dust is gone.
Minimus, we need to discuss your addiction to swampweed.
Truly, you must accept some of the craziness that's happened.
Well, it is good to know that she is safe and has found her answers.
You can ascribe it to the one true God, and I'll settle with you. I think he may have something to do with it. But weird things are afoot, and that's one thing we can agree upon. I hate to advocate drugs. I hate to advocate alcohol or violence, Brer Elric, or insanity to anyone, but they've always seemed to work for me.
Well, Minimus, we all find our own path to the light, to order. Come, brothers, let us join the friars for their morning meals and such. See about this business. That's all I got on that.
Alright, damn. Alright, I think for this moment, if it works for everybody, I think we're gonna call this like our final frames, and then I'll pass out what looks like some bloated experience, but holy shit, I didn't expect you guys to do that. I did not expect that at all. That was badass.
Yeah, that worked out far better than I had imagined.
Good, yeah.
We built another character the other night because I was fully prepared to have to, start over.
Oh, yeah.
I was worried, but holy crap, brilliant plays, you guys. There were so many clutch moments, and unexpected brilliance from you guys.
Dude, after that, I mean, because of the spell system you set up with this game, and I suppose we should say that to the viewers, this is not unique to, or this is not normal for Lamentations, right? Where you have a random roll.
Yeah, no,
spells,
it's straight out of the the weird magic system.
Yeah, it's actually an expansion. It's an official.
Oh, it is expansion.
Yeah, it is an official Lamentations of the Flame expansion.
Sorry,
so we're not.
I did not know that, but
yeah.
My whole point is that I've been really I've benefited from the fact that I've been able to get some really powerful spells. And that 8th level polymorph other spell, I gotta be honest with you, man, I was looking forward to the fire thing because I knew we could throw some shit down that would be really cool.
Oh yeah, you had a great plan if that went bad.
Oh yeah, so that was the plan, dude. When you're gonna walk into the fire, if your spell didn't work, Elric, if you started to burn, I was instantly gonna turn the fire into a bed of wheat, into field like a wheat. So you walked in, it was And then Kreb, we were doing the whisper thing. Kreb was going to jump in and say, "See, there you go. He's like glorious. He walks
It's
in the
turn the
fire."
Oh, that would have been cool too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
God damn.
I figured I was
man.
screwed the moment Joe started describing the logs being like explosive.
I did
I was
not
ex-
expect the
Oh.
Yeah,
logs.
I was like, oops,
No.
I'm dead.
I know, the logs were like, oh shit. What are we going
Like
to do there?
Time
Yeah.
bomb.
Hey, there were people on the other side that were in support of the bishop.
Now it makes sense.
And there probably still are.
Yeah.
Oh, there definitely still are, because they were somebody in the crowd. There was a whole group of people that were assembling the logs for the pyre the night before.
That's
Getting
why I'm
everything
watching
set.
the statue very closely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
why we're
if-
breaking it into pieces.
If anybody tries to do a dispel magic on that, that is going to be a horrific scene as these pieces of a shattered fleshy body all of a sudden come up and bleed everywhere.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
he
he's
is
already
dead.
dead.
Is dead.
I'm
Yeah.
more worried about the undead version of Barnabas. That's why
That's
I'm
what
trying
I'm
to
worried
have him
about,
broken
too.
apart and
He-
scattered.
He's not dead.
He's
There's
still
a
in
simple
pieces.
cantrip that can put him back together. Mend. Mend does one
Oh.
foot at a time. You just gotta piece it back
Gary?
together like a log.
Gary, don't you dare!
But then you'd have to
underestimate
polymorph.
TMO.
You'd have to go from stone to flesh after that.
Yeah,
There's
I'm
no
just
such thing as
saying.
cantrips and lamentations.
Yeah, I know, I
yeah,
Princess.
yeah, Gary, don't you dare!
Give
Yeah, but
him
there's
ideas.
always like your own made up magical item that happens to do
Yeah.
XYZ. So don't you dare underestimate the deviousness of DM Joe. We need
I
to
know.
break this fucker apart and send it to the winds.
All right.
Yeah.
So
What's
also,
he gonna
don't think
do?
we've
He's
seen the
got
last of
3 other
Barnabas.
clones.
I honestly
In,
don't think we've seen the last of this motherfucker. I don't.
No, I know.
Real-
I know.
real
That was
quick.
great.
in the sense of the final moments, Friar Thomas comes up with this small reliquary, this small little encapsulated thing on a pristine chain, and with a kind of bow of his head, hands it out to you, Elric, and says, as a cleric and obviously guided by the light from what we have just seen, I feel it only right that you should hold on to the remains we have of Saint Wayland. This reliquary, this is one of his hands. The bones of his hands are collected here in this vessel. We think you should be the one to carry it, as a true follower, as a cleric of the light. And as long as you hold that, Elric, that adds a +2 to your miracle casting.
Oh, wow.
Sweet.
In addition to, it would also, again by 2, it will negatively affect saving throws against your spells by creatures of chaos.
Oh, so it automatically it puts in a -2? That's awesome.
Yeah, so they get a penalty of 2 whichever way it goes. So bonus to your spell casting, and it is a relic of Saint Wayland.
Oh, that's super cool.
I take a knee and actually kneel before the Thomas, and I kind of bow my head and I make a big show of, I am hardly worthy to carry such a holy relic, but I shall do so if it is the church's command.
You walked into the fires and came back out unscathed. That seems worthy.
I
It
did
is
nothing.
clear that the light has chosen.
I did nothing of the sort, Thomas. That was our Lord's work. But thank you. I will guard this with my life.
Cool.
Nice.
Badass.
All right,
Yeah.
Minimus. What does Minimus's final frame for the evening look like?
Man. Seeing Elric, Brer Elric, take these remains, just having that conversation with him, I'm gonna be like, Elric, the path lays before us, but for me, it's the edge. There's no honest way to explain it, because the only people who really know where it is are those who have gone over. I'm glad you're here with me to do so. Laugh that echoes through the halls of our chamber.
Mad wizards. I love them.
Nice. And Kreb, what is your final frame?
Kreb is standing over with the people that were in favor of Elric through the protest.
It is
He
a
looks-
much larger crowd now.
Spread the word. Breckenwood has fallen from the light. And he turns around and heads back to the temple.
Yes.
Nice.
Woo!
All right.
Plant
I
the
have-
seed.
I have 1,300 experience for everybody.
Whoa!
I think that'll get me to level 2.
Holy shit balls.
And there is 250 experience up for MVP that you guys get to vote who you think is doing that. Like that's all you guys on who you thought had the most awesome shit tonight. Which goddamn, that is a hard choice.
Yeah, can we just split it?
Man, that's really good, man. I mean, your shit with the crowd, Crab, dude, that was badass. Grabbing my ass.
Fucking-
Elric, though, your
shit
dedication
with the
to
fucking
flame.
polymorph.
Yeah, no, we all fucking
Elric's
represented.
dedication to his plot, yeah.
No, and he said the right things at the right time with the right fucking shit, dude. I don't know. I was gonna say split it between you two.
Oh, it just goes to
No,
one
because see,
person.
Minimus, you had just as much to do in this as the rest of us. You, without those spells, we would have been in some hurt.
Yeah, but that's just spell casting. It's not role playing. You guys did
Oh,
did better role playing, in my opinion.
you set up most of the role playing with your spells.
Yeah,
That set up some good role playing.
you know what? I'm gonna go with Gary on this one and say Minimus too.
Yeah, without those clutch spells,
All right, that's
half of
two
our
for
role
Minimus.
playing.
I mean that whole starting scene where you were like drunk, like walking around.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. So because like my stuff was very gimmicky in a sense because I kind of had like a plan and I knew this one spell would work and so it was like a big moment. But I mean, in terms of like cool role playing, I'm putting Damien, take the experience.
Yeah.
We need a powerful
All right,
wizard
Dog
anyway.
Brothers. All right, I'll cheers you on it.
I
Here's a
like as far as
fucking
role playing, I
skull
just hit stuff with my hammer and talk big.
Yeah.
Like,
Hard point.
Yeah, so Minimus, that's a total of 1,550 experience for you. Elric and Kreb, 1,300 experience.
all right, what is second level for a fighter?
Oh, let me
2,000.
look up.
Two?
Yeah.
Dos?
Yeah.
And what's third level?
4,000.
Man, I'm almost third. Holy shit.
Yeah, no,
All right.
I'm really close to becoming a 4th level cleric, and
That's
that's
nuts.
pretty freaking amazing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm only 1,000 points short.
All right, so with a level, Kreb, roll 2d8 plus your con.
Come
and
on, Crib. Come on.
If you roll more than what you have, hit points go up. If you roll
2d8
less,
plus my con?
plus your con twice. Because you
That's
get your
my
con at
con.
each level.
I don't have a
Maybe
con
bump it.
bonus. Alright. I need more than my hit points?
Yep, if you roll higher than your current hit points, you get more. Otherwise, they stay the same.
Even if I max the roll, I'm still at 16.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah, I had the same
Yeah.
problem last week.
Yeah.
when I leveled up.
yep.
Yep, no. Yeah.
Hey,
Right.
did you get
Downside of that
boosted
spell.
by Elric? Oh, you weren't in the game when Elric did that.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
I
he
was.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the first. We did that during either the tree or the mollywog or whatever it was.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
The Mauler
Yep.
Okay, so that's.
And
fine.
I didn't get hit in the first encounter, so it
Yeah,
was
we're
perfect.
gonna be stunted at least.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they said 4,000 is the next one.
And also, Kreb, you get another additional +1 to your to your combat.
Oh, nice. To all of them?
Yeah, well, yeah, because your base attack bonus goes up by 1 more, so it should be up
That
to a
is
+3, and
awesome,
that
yeah.
flows through to all the others. It's basically like +1 all the way across.
Yep.
Yeah, because as a fighter, it goes up every single round. It's always like 1 higher than your current level is what your bonus is.
Oh, awesome. What are your? You also get an extra +1 to your attack bonus, right? Or did you just say that?
Yeah, that's what we were just saying.
Yeah.
For.
Oh, you just said that.
And then what's the armor what's the armor for that suit of armor? What's the...
Well, once it's resized, which might end up costing
That'll
some
take
coin.
this time. Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
you guys will have to, get it resized, and there's probably going to be a cost
No
involved.
problem.
You're going to need some cash.
I have a wonderful crystal that
If-
is undamaged
If
and
by
non-magical.
cost you mean access to temple funds, Yes. Wink, wink.
No. I have a non-magical jewel in my hand on a chain.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
the sandglass is still pouring out, bro.
Yeah.
But is it though?
Well, here's the thing, though.
Non-magical?
If we
It was
salvage,
glowing for a moment.
Yeah.
wait. I have an idea. Because we were grabbing up all that stuff, right? So,
Yeah.
Plate armor is rather super valuable. So I think we should be
Yes.
able to take the scraps of the other two armor sets that aren't complete and
Right.
probably get at least
Well,
some
one,
kind of
one
discount.
armor set. One of them, because of the heat metal, melted into a pile of slag.
Well, that's fine though,
that'll
right?
work with.
I'm saying we
Yeah.
can take the slag and we can give these materials. We can do bartering, right? Which is more common for this age time period anyway.
Yeah.
We
Just
can
whatever's
barter
left over.
away the
Yep.
other 3 chunks worth of or 2 chunks worth of metal. You know,
True.
the other damage suit
Right.
and the slag
what?
to try and get a significant discount on resizing.
Totally.
I buy that. I buy that.
Go Mandalorian with this. Pass it down to the younglings.
Man, I gotta get Disney. Shit.
Don't get Disney. Don't get it.
How do I see the Mandalorian then?
Find it. It's on the internet.
I'll go dark web. All right. No, I didn't say that. Internet. I did not say that.
I mean,
And
buy
now
Disney
you're on the
Plus.
watch list.
Yeah.
No,
Damn,
that's fine.
guys, that was freaking badass tonight.
Yeah, good
All
game,
right.
man. That was
So
a
unexpected.
I know.
Yeah. Joe, is there any kind of, I know in some of the other basic and OD&D systems, they do, like if you spend, an hour or 10 minutes trying to cast a spell, you get kind of a save cast, like a ritual cast. Does anything like that exist here?
Kinda, yeah. I mean, I would allow it. Casting in the moment, definitely there's difficulty to it, but I mean, if you had like an hour to sit there and do it, you're going to pass if you're just focusing on the one.
And so it wouldn't burn your slot.
Well,
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, because you bring up a really good point, Joe, because I don't know that I would have failed a bunch of times, which could have horrific ramifications doing that. So I'm gonna self veto myself on that idea because I suddenly realized that actually could have horrible.
Well, wait. Why not? I don't understand. I mean, it seems appealing if you don't want to, once again, use that safety slot. I understand it's not the same system, but...
Well, I don't
No.
have a safe slot left. I cast successfully Dispel on that hold spell, right? I cast Heat Metal, and I cast Resist Fire. So I've used all 3 of my slots today. So my thought was I could do like a ritual cast to try and heal myself. But in my head, that means more of a guaranteed cast, not that you failed in the process. Like,
Well,
I think
No,
you
no,
did
like-
get a blessing from the gods.
Yeah,
You could cash in
yeah,
that
you
plus
have a
2
bless.
blessing.
You have a bless and a permanent +2 as long as you hold that relic.
Yeah, I'm not about to make this church collapse and kill us all just to attempt an unsafe cast DM. No, I will not fight your lure.
It seems logical, though. It seems logical if
But you have a +4. No.
if you're a 3rd level magic user, like I'm using my example. So if I'm a 3rd level magic user and I have 3 safe slots to cast, that I could do a ritual cast, like you're saying, something like that, in advance. But once you run out of those slots, I can't see the justification for doing it ad hoc or like after the
and that's
fact,
what I'm saying. I'm
you know?
out of those
Yeah.
slots, so I'm gonna stop myself right there, and I'm gonna
Right.
go with mundane healing until such time as I can cast heal.
Yeah, let's find the apothecary.
Oh man, you guys have been a blast.
Excellent.
Yeah, good
Yes.
times.
I'm gonna roll
Yeah.
some creds
Good.
here. We're still
Oh,
been
we're
going.
still going?
Yeah, we're still
Oh,
going.
Ron!
Oh.
Shit.
Bye. Thanks
Hey,
for
guys.
watching.
Thanks. Like,
Like.
subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Like,
We'll see you next
subscribe.
week.